Hi everyone, this is Ankita Arun Palande, and today I will be presenting my data analysis project on medical insurance by using Excel. So basically, this project focuses on exploring key health related factors that influence insurance costs. Now let's begin with objective of this project. So the objective of this project is to examine how factors such as age, gender, BMI, number of dependents, smoking habits, and region can impact medical expenses. It also aims to identify patterns and relationships within the data that can support better cost management, guide policy making, and help access health related risks more effectively. So, first, we will open the Excel sheet and then import the data set. So, I have already done this. Now, starting with question 1. So this question is about calculating three key statistical measure, that is average, median, and standard deviation for age, BMI, and medical charges. So for this I have used these three function, that is average, median, and standard deviation. So this is the formula for average. So it is used to calculate mean value. Then this is formula for median. It is used to calculate middle value. Then this is formula for standard deviation to measure how spread out data is. Now, when we look at the data here, the average age is around 39, this one, and the median age is also 39. But this wide standard deviation shows we are dealing with people from many age groups. So here standard deviation age is 14. So policies need to reflect that diversity. Then, then the BMI average is in obese range, which is 30, and the median BMI is 30, which is concerning. It directly affects health risks and eventually medical claims. Now, the medical charges, you can see the average medical charges are 13,270 and median medical charges are 9,382. So there is a huge gap between these two. So the medical charges shows a huge spread with a few people racking up very high costs. It pulls the average up significantly, suggesting that a small portion of policyholders may be responsible for a large chunk of claims. Now let's move on to question 2. Here we have to compare average medical charges and BMI between male and female beneficiaries. Which gender has higher average cost than BMI? So for this I have used average if function. So this is the formula for that. It is formula for male and this formula is for female. Instead of male I have added here female. So it is used to calculate average of a range based on a specific condition. So it will only calculate medical charges for male and this formula will calculate medical charges for female. Same for BMI and for both gender. So here you can see male is having higher medical charges, that is 13,956 than female, and female are having 12,569 medical charges. So you can see the BMI of male is 30.94 and female are having 30.37. So here male is having higher BMI, but both are coming under obese category, which is concerning. I have also used pivot table. So pivot table is used to summarize large data set and quickly apply calculations such as sum, count, average, maximum and minimum, all without writing complex formula. So here I have used pivot table to compare average medical charges and average BMI for each gender. So I have created this pivot table by selecting relevant columns such as gender, medical charges and BMI. Then click on insert tab, then click on pivot table here. After that one pop-up will come. Click on new worksheet here and click on OK. Then I have added gender in rows and medical charges and BMI into column and set it to average. Also, I have used pivot chart. You can see it is cluster column chart and the male bar is higher than female bar. It indicates that male is having higher medical charges than female. Now, it interprets that higher BMI is equal to higher medical cost. The slight increase in BMI among male is likely contributing to their higher medical charges. So the preventive measures we can do like weight control, regular checkups and healthy lifestyle, which can help reduce overall expenses for both the gender. Now, coming to question 3, analyze how smoking status influence medical cost, calculate average cost for smokers versus non-smoker. So for this, I have used average if function. This is the formula for average if. This is formula for smokers, that is yes, and this is formula for non-smoker, that is no. So you can see smokers are having higher medical charges, which is 32,000, and non-smokers are having very less medical charges, which is 8,434. Also, you can see in the bar chart, smoker are having higher bar than non-smoker. So it became easy to understand the data. I have also used pivot table to understand the data and pie chart. You can see here the larger portion it is for smoker and the smaller portion it is for non-smoker. Then moving to question 4, evaluate the relationship between number of children, dependent and medical charges. Do beneficiaries with more dependent incur higher medical costs? So for this I have used correlation function. So this measure the correlation between number of children and medical charges. So this is the formula for correlation. So there is very weak positive correlation which is close to 0, which indicates almost no relationship. You can see it is 0.067. Based on this output, I have created scatter plot chart. This one, you can see there is only one point and the value is 0.067. It may looks like there is just one point here, but that's because many data points are overlapping here. This usually happens when multiple people have the same number of children and similar charges. It helps visualize the spread and check for pattern, upward, downward trend. Then the correlation value is very low, which is 0.067, which confirms that number of dependent has very little to no impact on medical expenses. Now let's look at question 5. So determine which US region has the highest average medical cost and BMI. Create a pivot table and chart that summarizes data by region. So for this I have used pivot table and pivot chart. So here I have added region into rows and BMI and medical charges into values and set it to average. So you can see in the chart, Southeast region is having higher bar than the other region, meaning this region is having higher medical charges than the other region. Also the BMI is higher than other region, which is 33. So there is a clear link between high BMI and higher healthcare cost in the Southeast region. So the preventive measure we can do like fitness program, then diet plans, which can help reduce expenses in this region. Now here in question 6, create a histogram to visualize the distribution of medical charges and identify the most common cost bracket. So for that I have used histogram, this one. So the x-axis, this one, it represents medical cost range, which is also called beans. So here each beans shows a range of cost. For example, 1121.8739 to 4921.8739. So this is the first bean, as you can see. And on y-axis, it shows the number of people, which is called frequency, whose medical charges fall into each bean. The first bar, which this one, has the highest frequency of over 350 people, meaning more than 350 people had charges in the lowest range. Means these people are having very low medical charges. As we move right from here to here, the bar is becoming shorter, indicating fewer people had those higher medical expenses. So as the bar becomes shorter, the medical charges increase in this here, in this range. So it helps estimate how many people fall into low here, then medium, and then high medical expenses this side. Then following to question 7, classify beneficiaries into BMI categories as underweight, then normal, overweight and obese. Also we have to count how many beneficiaries fall into each category. So for this I have used if function. So this is the formula for that. So this formula will check each person's BMI and assign them a label such as underweight, normal, overweight, and obese based on standard BMI ranges. For example, you can see in BMI column, a person is having 27.9 BMI, so it will be labeled as overweight. And if it is having 33 BMI, then it will be labeled as obese. So to count this, I have used COUNTIF function. So this is the formula for that COUNTIF function. So this function is used to count how many people fall under each BMI group. For example, overweight, this one, you can see there are 380 people. Then for obese, there are 760 people. Then for normal, there are 222 people. And then for underweight, there are 20 people. Also, I have used pivot table to see the data clearly. So you can see in the pivot table, it is showing four categories. It is normal, obese, overweight, underweight, and their count. And this is the cluster column chart. The obese category is having higher bar than the other, so it became easy to understand the data. Now, question 8. Use a scatter plot to analyze the correlation between BMI and medical charges. Add a trend line to scatter plot to access the relationship. So for this, in this analysis, I have used a scatter plot to visualize the relationship between BMI and medical charges. So here each point, you can see the blue point. It represents a person BMI and the corresponding charges they incur. Now the scatter plot shows as the BMI increase, the medical charges will also increase for many individuals. However, the points are a bit spread out as you can see. So for that, I have used a linear trend line to show overall direction of the relationship. So here, the slope is upward. The red one you can see dot line. This is the trend line. It indicates a positive correlation, meaning higher BMI is generally associated with higher medical cost. I have also used correlation function. This is the formula for that. This means individuals with higher BMI often have higher medical expenses, possibly due to obese related condition like diabetes or heart issue. This insight is important for healthcare planning and prevention program. Now, moving forward to question 9, investigate the interaction effect between smoking and region on medical charges. Which region has highest cost per smoker? So here I have created pivot table to analyze the total medical charges per smoking status and region. So here smoker, this one I have added in rows, and this region I have added in columns. Also I have used cluster column chart to visualize the data, and there are two groups, one for smokers, yes, and one for non-smoker. So as you can see in smoker group, you can see the silver bar, it is higher than the other, means it is the southeast region. So southeast region is having highest medical charges. As you can see the bar is greater for smoker. So here each group of bar, it compares medical charges between smokers and non-smoker across four regions, that is northeast, southwest, southeast, and northwest. As we can see in the chart, the southeast region has highest medical charges for smoker, then non-smoker in all the region. Now, now question 10. Here we have to develop a comprehensive dashboard that provides stakeholders with insight into medical cost, including filters for gender, smoking status, region, and BMI categories. So this is my dashboard, medical cost analysis. So for this, I have used four pivot table, this four slicers, and these are the pivot chart. So we will go one by one. So first one is about sex, that is gender versus medical charges. So you can see here male are having higher medical charges than female. Then second one is about smoker versus medical charges. So here smokers are having higher medical charges than non-smoker. So it displays cost difference between smokers and non-smoker. Then third one is about region versus medical charges. So you can see Southeast region is having higher medical charges than the other region. It reveals regional impact on total charges. Then fourth one is about BMI classification and medical charges. So here obese category is having higher medical charges than the other category. So it highlights which BMI group contribute more to medical cost. Also I have used four slicer. First one is sex, second one is smoker, then region, and then BMI classification. So this act as an interactive filter. So stakeholder can click on this filter in real time. For example, here if I click on obese category, so here the dashboard will get updated. As you can see in fourth pivot table, it is only showing data for obese category. Also in this cluster column chart, you can see it is only showing data for obese one. Then these are the charts. So first is cluster bar chart. It is for region versus medical charges. So here Southeast region is having higher medical charges than the other one. Then this is for gender versus medical charges. So here male are having higher medical charges. Then this is for smokers and non-smoker medical charges. So smokers are having higher medical charges. So here if I click on here yes, so here it will only show data for smokers. So you can see it is only showing data for non-smoker in this chart. Now let's move on to conclusion of this project. So from the data, it's clear that obesity and higher BMI are quite common, especially in the Southeast region, and that's one of the key driver of higher medical costs in that region. I also found that smokers are paying a lot more in medical expenses, which increases the overall cost difference between regions. In fact, smoking alone is responsible for pushing both individual and regional healthcare costs higher. And when it comes to dependent, they actually don't seem to have much of an impact on medical charges in this particular data set. So thank you. That's bring me to end of my presentation. Thank you all for your attention and time.